Well, the conversations continue here at Davos 2023. Joining me now is Serum Institute's Adar Poonawalla. Adar, many thanks for joining us. No one's really talking about the pandemic in Davos this year. Everyone's talking about the possibility of a recession, etc. What does that mean as far as the COVID vaccine program for you is concerned?
Well, it's great news because, we were also hoping that the world gets back to normal. I think the only thing people were concerned about was that if China doesn't get a hold on its infection and situation, we don't want it spreading again, and causing disruption in other countries. We're trying to actually engage and offer, good vaccines from the West and from India to China. Let's see how that pans out. But, for Serum, as you mentioned, COVID's pretty much over in terms of vaccine production, and we're getting back to now, the HPV vaccine launch, which we're hoping to do in the next few days, and also the malaria vaccine, which we're hoping to roll out for Africa at the end of this year. So I'm really focusing on that.
I want to pick up on what you said. You're trying to engage with China to get them to buy Serum's vaccines, COVID vaccines, so send Covishield and Covovax to China.
Yes.
Any response at all?
Well, it's been lukewarm, and what I've tried to articulate both publicly and privately to them is that we should set aside any political differences or apprehensions that you have, because the sooner you get back to normal, it's good for everybody, and we wish them all the best of luck to do it. But they really need a good booster vaccine to prevent further hospitalizations, deaths, and all of that, so that they can remove or lift all the restrictions that they still have.
Well, you got the approval to use Covovax as a heterologous booster shot in India yesterday. But is there any demand pull at this point in time? Are you getting any orders from anywhere?
Well, no, we've supplied quite a bit to the US and Europe, about 100 million doses. Because it's the first and only US FDA and European approved vaccine. In India, the boosters, in the winter months, see some demand, but it's in thousands of doses. It's not even hundreds of thousands. So it's at least there is a solution, because what we've demonstrated with data of neutralizing antibodies is that it's the best against Omicron, even better than Covishield. So, it's an option available to the elderly or whosoever wants to take a booster. If they're afraid or if they're traveling, they want to just be a little more cautious, then it's available.
Okay, so let me talk about the other businesses that you also have your hands in outside of vaccines. What does 2023 look like in terms of future investments, in terms of new opportunities that you're looking at?
Well, it's very exciting because, we're investing a lot of capital in India. We're going to launch the Vision Fund, which is a Cat 2 fund. For startups and privately listed companies, because the stock market at the moment is still, stagnating to a certain extent.
How large is the fund going to be?
Well, we're putting in about 1,000 crores of our own capital to start with. We'll add another few thousand crores of other capital and our own capital as we build up a track record, going up to about $1 billion. But that's going to be in listed and unlisted entities. And of course, we've got the finance and general insurance business that I'm very excited about. We did a recent deal to sell off the housing part, which was a subsidiary, and focus all our capital and energy on the NBFC. We're going to increase our stake subject to IRDA clearances if they grant it from 55% in the insurance company, Magma HDI, to around 80%. We're hoping to do that over the next few months. And I really want to push on the health insurance side, where I think there's some synergies and similarities between what we do at Serum and offering good, affordable healthcare and health insurance, to the citizens of India as well. So I want to focus on that this year.
Is this going to be a space of future M&A activity for you? Are you scouting at?
It could be in the insurance space. Some M&A mergers could make sense. Maybe not acquisitions, but mergers with, other health insurance companies, perhaps.
Are you in talks with anyone?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
But I'll let you know when I do.
Okay. Anything else in terms of new businesses, or are your hands full at this point in time with the NBFC and, of course, what you intend to do?
Hands are pretty full, but I'm waiting to watch how the hydrogen story in India evolves. We've got a company where we are already making electrolyzers and fuel cells. But we're really waiting to see how the hydrogen and ammonia story in terms of mobility, in terms of captive use from large infrastructure players plays out, and then maybe we can make further investments over there. It's a 50-50 joint venture in a company called H2E. So let's see how that pans out, but nothing else at the moment.
Adar Poonawalla, always a pleasure. Many thanks for joining us. It's good to have you here in Davos.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Well, we are going to take a break, but we've got many more guests lined up. Don't go anywhere. We're back in a minute with more.